Hello, I'm John Lewis with the Association of Clinical Research Organizations. Today, I'm joined by Wiley, Executive Director of the Alliance for a Stronger FDA, one of the organizations in which ACRO participates. Lad, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So, tell me about the Alliance for a Stronger FDA.
You bet. The Alliance for a Stronger FDA is a group of 180 member organizations. It includes consumer groups, patient groups, and industry groups, and we are very pleased to have ACRO as a partner and member of our organization.
Well, thank you. Now, what's the goal of the Alliance? What are your
The
issues?
Alliance focuses on making sure the Food and Drug Administration has sufficient resources to fulfill its critical mission. The FDA has significant responsibilities. It regulates 25% of what consumers spend their dollars on, yet from a resource perspective, they have fewer resources than the Montgomery County Public School District, which is the county in which FDA is headquartered.
So, and as I understand it, the FDA's budget is a mix of dollars they get from Congress, taxpayer money, and user fees. So the industry pays its regulator for the regulation, essentially.
Correct. So, as you said, there are two sources of funding for the agency: appropriations from the public, and then industry user fees. And one of the patterns that we've seen in these tight fiscal times is an increasing reliance on user fees. We are, as an organization, very respectful of the role that user fees play in the agency, but we want to make sure that there's balance in funding and that because the agency does fulfill a critical public responsibility, that the public has a primary role in funding the agency.
And still, the Alliance, essentially, we have the companies that are and industries that are regulated by the FDA still asking Congress to make their regulator stronger, which is a bit unusual. Can you talk to that?
Correct. What we see is the major industries that are regulated by the FDA don't view the agency as an enemy, but instead as an important partner that makes science-based decisions. And the industry's viewpoint is, as long as the agency is making science-based decisions and it's doing it in an efficient manner, it is able to get its products on the market in a timely fashion.
So I would guess in the current budget environment where we've just gone through a sequester, which has taken money away from across the board, away from government agencies, and where we're functioning under continuing resolutions rather than a regular budget process. How has that affected the FDA?
It's had a significant impact. What we've seen is that the agency has said that it's not going to furlough employees and it's not going to have a RIF where it actually lays employees off. So there's been a misperception that the agency is not impacted. Quite the contrary. What's happening is the agency is not backfilling positions, and also it is moving appropriated positions to user fee funded positions to prevent those layoffs. Why that is a problem is that user fees are meant for a very specific purpose. In other words, reviewing of products. Appropriation pays for broader responsibilities for the agency, and things like regulatory science, helping to help industry understand how to design clinical trials. Those sorts of funding streams are really disappearing because of the sequester.
What are some of the other practical impacts that we may see from reduced funding?
You bet. Certainly the agency has announced that they're going to do fewer foreign inspections. One of the primary challenges that the agency faces is 10 to 15 years ago it regulated primarily domestic industry or domestic industries. What we've seen is globalization has caused all industries to have production occur overseas, or components of production occur overseas. And what we've seen is a disparity in the inspections that occur in the U.S. and the inspections that occur overseas. And so FDA has said that they, because of the sequester, are going to be able to do fewer inspections overseas. That's a problem because consumers don't know where their products are coming from, and frankly, it shouldn't matter where they come from. They should be FDA inspected, and consumers should have the comfort of knowing that.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just that in this very complex budgetary environment, our goal is to really explain to Congress and to the American public the very special role that the agency plays. The American consumer spends less than $10 a year on funding the agency. In fact, $8 a year in funding the agency. And for that, they get tremendous benefits. They get the ability to know that their food is safe and that their medical products, drugs, and medical devices are safe and effective. And our goal is over the next few months to emphasize the importance of the agency and make sure Congress understands that it's critical that public funds go to pay for the agency so it can fulfill its public health mission.
Great. Well, thank you. If you'd like to know more about the Alliance for a Stronger FDA, you can go to strengthenfda.org and follow them on Twitter @strengthenfda. For more information on ACRO, please visit acrohealth.org and follow us on Twitter @acrohealth.